Oh, my good man. So, something that is overlooked in this modern age, and it's one of our superpowers as men, as human beings, our ability to think. In these modern days, there's the content on YouTube and social media, there's the advertorials, everything's just bombarding our senses with advice and information. And if we become reliant on that, if we become too familiar with just finding answers through Google or finding answers from a calculator, as you may have experienced, our ability to think and problem solve and solution find, that muscle in our mind atrophies. Our focus lessens. We become reliant and dependent on others to give us advice. There's a time for that, but there's also a time to sit down and think. We need to reignite our ability to think as men. The ruling class, the higher echelons of human excellence, they all know the importance of thinking, the importance of cultivating that ability to think, to change perspective, and through that change of perspective, retrieve insight and information that they need to make their best calculated decision. Depending on the question we're asking will determine the results we're getting in life. I had a client earlier, he had this pattern of why me? Why me? Why me? So that anytime something went wrong in life, this question, why me? Why is this happening to me? Not very helpful, because a why question will look for a reason. If we're asking why, we're looking for a reason. But if we're looking for a problem, why is this happening to me? This directs our attention to looking for the problem. And when we arrive at the problem, we then start making decisions and choices from the place of orientation within the problem. You don't want to make your decisions from this place. You want to make your decisions from a place of potential, forward thinking, forward moving potential. So we don't want to ask why questions so much. The why, okay, we can maybe locate something. We don't want to dwell on that. As soon as we know what's going on, we want to ask ourselves how questions. How places our awareness in the direction and gives our attention to the process. A how question is looking for the process. How does this work? We want to ask ourselves, instead of why is this happening to me? Why is life like this? Why is the government like that? How can I change this? How can I understand this better? How can I change my thinking around this? How could life be different on the other side of all this when I have a solution? How do I need to be different as a person to change this? Not why, but how. So this is my little message for you today. Start asking yourself new questions. This is something that really comes with my job description. I'm here to ask people questions that they haven't fully considered yet. Because our map of the world is very important. We have our experience of reality, but we also have our philosophy, our worldview. And most people are living in the same worldview that they've carried with them since they were a child. And they're asking themselves the same habitual questions again and again and again, and realizing now that this isn't quite working for them. This is what I help people change through asking new questions, directing attention to find solutions instead of focusing and fixating on problems. And some people say, Lewis, I'm a great problem solver. Well, if you go about life always solving problems, you will always be looking for problems in life or in yourself. We need to shift our gaze to become a solution finder, become forward moving, become optimistic, paint that brighter vision in your mind and move into it. This is what I can help you achieve. Asking you new questions that you haven't quite considered to reveal the blind spots as you begin to remap reality. You You begin to remap reality. Once you've got an updated, vivid map in high definition, you've then got the confidence, the vigor, the certainty to make it happen. We can compare this to if you're driving in the car one day, you get lost, the phone's not working, there's no sat nav, you have to ask for directions. Where's this such and such place? And the person goes, yeah, if you just take a right up at the roundabout here, and then a left, and then another right, and then when you get to this big red van, just take another right and whatever else. We think in our mind, okay. And the entire journey is, did he say right or left? Is that there's uncertainty. There's uncertainty because the map, it's vague. It's vague. It's general. It's there you go. But if you plug in the sat nav, if you have the Google Maps and you type in where you want to go and it gives you the direction, it gives you the duration of your time distance, it gives you the weather conditions, it gives you the traffic on the road, any roadblocks, diversions. You've got vividness. You've got all the names, street names, everything like this. You've got vividness and detail and clarity. That's a different level of confidence when you're driving to somewhere you've never been before. So this is the equivalent. We want to remap reality in a powerful, clear, concise way that gives you the strength, the vigor, the confidence to start moving forwards with your life. Every great leader of the past and today is he who has the ability to think clearly and think differently from the majority of humanity. If he thought the same way, he would get the same results, he would be the same as them. No one would follow his leadership and guidance. We must train ourselves to think differently. We want to think around problems, think over problems, not think about problems. Most people, they're dwelling, why did it happen to me? We want to ask ourselves new questions. The other very key quality and trait of a powerful and profound leader is his ability to envision an outcome, a desirable outcome. People that don't have vision struggle. People who don't have vision, they're wayward. They're kicking the can down the street. They're just seeing what happens. It makes decision making very hard because they don't know where they're going. So they flip-flop. They're inconsistent. We want to paint that picture, connect with that vision, be inspired by something worthy and meaningful. And then, of course, the courage to make it happen. So that's my piece today, my man. Until next time.